Hi, I'm Tom Booby, and this is How Not to Suck at Project Management. Okay, great.
If you want to be a good project manager, your job starts long before the first group meeting.
To really excel, you have to have a clear and concise vision of what is needed for the project and what it is your team needs to deliver. In a university group project, this would involve a thorough reading and understanding of the assignment sheet and marking rubric.
Once the details are clear to the project manager, they then need to methodically think through the process. What exactly needs to be done? How long would it roughly take to do each individual task? And what sort of person would be ideal for such a job?
This, of course, leads into the generation of rough and robust project timelines, with clear roles and resource allocations. This step is vital to any project. As if from a bird's eye view, the project manager needs to always know what is going on and where the group's efforts are heading. As Edward Wu, civil engineer from Coffee Engineering firm, once said,
I think a lot of people focus on the outcomes when it comes to project management. For me, I actually prefer to invest more effort in getting things up and organized in the first place, and doing things efficiently in the first place. Making sure you use the right people and have a good communication with the client. I think that if I do this well, the outcomes will be good anyway.
Once the project manager has a clear idea of what needs to be done and how they're going to do it, the next job is to clearly communicate and share his or her vision of the project with the team members. This is where typical project management framework, like we've learned in class, such as Gantt sheets and risk assessment spreadsheets, become quite useful. Fletcher Thompson, a fourth-year engineering student at the AMC, suggested doing as he does and writing out the entire plan on a whiteboard for the whole group to see.
Yes.
Such a method not only allows the team members to get a clearer understanding of the complexity of the task, but it also allows them to get a general idea of what they might like to do. When assigning a task, it is usually best to first let the group members gravitate towards what they want to do themselves. Letting someone take on a sense of ownership of a task is key to their motivation. However, more importantly, it's also key to the quality of the end product.
People, even engineers, are extremely diverse, and they offer a wide range of unique and interesting talents. Therefore, it only makes sense to allow people to take on roles that harness their full potential. As PhD student Nick Johnson once said, is it Johnson or Thompson? Johnson. As Nick Johnson once said,
not everybody is made to sit in front of a computer and do data entry. Get everybody in their perfect role and marching in the right direction, and it will be amazing what you achieve.
Teams obviously do not always run so smoothly, especially in university where there is no clear authority. It is often that the project manager will find people who simply do not want to perform to their required task.
Can you please do this? No.
How should a manager deal with these?
Nick Johnson places particular focus on understanding the context of a professional environment.
Though it is not entirely prevalent in undergraduate courses, in the industry, there is an expectation that not only will your team members behave in a professional way, but so will the project manager.
Can you please do this?
No, thank you.
If somebody breaks the code and begins to act unprofessionally, the first thing a good project manager would do would take action. Rather than allowing someone to continually skip meetings, miss deadlines, or behave in an unprofessional manner, a good project manager would approach this person and clearly let them know that they are unsatisfied with their performance.
Where the ladies at?
However, before a project manager jumps to criticizing somebody else, it is very important that he or she be sure that it is necessary and that the criticism will be overall constructive.
What did you just say before?
As Fletcher Thompson outlined, a key ingredient to managing unprofessional behavior is a touch of empathy.
You have to be respectful of people. Everybody's under stress, and it is not always the case of these people over here are taking it easy, and these are doing all the work. You have got to get everybody involved by treating everybody with the same amount of respect. It's more being understanding than simply dismissing people as bad.
Quite often, the person could quite simply be struggling with their assigned task, or simply have much larger issues going on in their lives. At times like these, it's particularly important not to be forceful with them, as forceful demands will usually only result in forceful responses. If you yourself cannot help that person as your role as project manager, Fletcher Thompson recommends a swap of roles within the team so that someone else can do the prescribed task. From time to time, there will in fact be people who are simply just too lazy and don't want to work. For this, Fletcher suggests a dedicated notebook or a Word document to keep an active log of your meetings, activities, and assigned tasks and timelines.
Having a formal document detailing everybody's expectations, as well as what they've completed and how long it took them, not only makes it clear to the team and individual to see when someone is lagging behind, but it also allows hard evidence in the situation where someone's lack of contribution needs to be brought to a superior's awareness.
It's also of vital importance that the project manager records their own workings in the logbook. Depending on the size of the task and groups, it may be necessary for the project manager to only manage. This can be problematic with people who have no idea what it's like to manage a project, but by recording their work in the logbook, it becomes clear to everybody else in the project that they are in fact doing a lot of work.
However, to help with this, Fletcher suggests
By constantly communicating and getting actively involved with team members' work, they will generally become more comfortable with someone assuming the role of a total project manager.
generally, the larger the project, the more the project manager needs to focus on only managing rather than doing the work. Often a project manager's most challenging task will not be the intellectual work at all, but purely human. Humans are terrible machines, and often they will make completely illogical decisions and fail to achieve what is expected of them. Nick proposes that the best way to deal with this is to formally assess the chance that someone may fail and always work with a contingency plan. It is often not until you formalize the risk management process and
give yourself that framework to think in that you will notice small things that may have significant potential to delay or damage your project.
Though it may seem little known university, as Edward Wu points out, almost all engineers end up project managing to some extent. However, one thing that was unanimously agreed upon between all the engineers that we interviewed was that, though having a formal knowledge of how to project manage is certainly useful, most of what a project manager needs to know can and will only be learned from on-the-job experience. If you want to become a good project manager, the best thing you can do is just start doing it. As Nick says,
Project management isn't just a task, but a state of mind.